The more you explain your life, the more respect you lose. Every justification you give makes you smaller. And the worst part? You think you're being mature. In this video, I'm going to show you why explaining your decisions destroys your social power, why respected men speak less, and how to develop a presence that commands silence. If you understand this, your social dynamics will change immediately. Here's the truth nobody told you. People don't respect men who seek to be understood. They respect men who don't need to be. When you over-explain why you're late, why you left that job, why you refused that invitation, why you're pursuing that goal, you send an invisible message. I hope you agree with me. And hope is not a position of power. A grounded man makes a decision, period. He doesn't sell it, he doesn't defend it, he owns it. The more you seek approval, the less seriously you're taken. Silence creates tension, and human beings hate a vacuum. When you talk too much, you fill the space. When you explain too much, you remove the mystery. When you justify yourself, you kill the tension. A powerful man lets others interpret. He lets doubt exist, and doubt generates respect, curiosity, authority. You think you need to clarify everything. You don't. Controlled ambiguity is a social weapon. But there's a situation where explaining destroys you even faster. When someone questions you, why did you do that? Why didn't you respond? Why did you act like that? If you launch into a long monologue, your energy shifts. You go into defense mode. And in the collective unconscious, defense equals weakness, doubt, loss of control. A centered man responds briefly. Sometimes he doesn't respond at all, because he doesn't feel the need to be validated. The less emotionally reactive you are, the more solid you appear, and solidity attracts respect. It gets worse when you explain your vision to people who aren't on your level. You talk about your business, your training, your discipline, and they say, "Do you really think that's going to work?" At that moment, you either argue or you smile. A man who argues is trying to convince. A confident man has nothing to prove. He builds in silence. He lets results speak. Early justification kills the perception of power. Every time you over-explain, it's your insecurity speaking, and people feel it, even subconsciously. Real power isn't aggression. It isn't shouting. It isn't verbal dominance. It's detachment. When you don't need to be understood, validated, approved of, or reassured, you become calm, stable, unshakable. And that's when respect appears. Not because you demand it, but because your energy says, "I'm certain of myself, whether you understand or not." And here's the most destructive situation: when you explain your boundaries. I don't tolerate that because, I'm like this because. No. A boundary isn't a debate. It's a line. And a line isn't explained, it's enforced. The more you argue your boundary, the more negotiable it becomes. Look honestly at your life. How many times this week did you justify being late, explain a personal decision, argue to be understood? You weren't gaining respect, you were losing frame. From today forward, short answers, firm decisions, strategic silence. Fewer words, more presence. You are not here to be understood. You are here to be aligned. If this message bothers you, it's probably because it's true. Here on Unbreakable Mind, we don't chase soft motivation. We forge identity. Subscribing isn't clicking a button. It's choosing to become the man who no longer needs to justify himself. If you want that level of mental discipline, you know what to do. Now tell me in the comments, where do you justify yourself the most? Work, relationships, or family? Be honest. No one grows here by lying.